The first thing I remember isn't the pain, it's the sound. Steel scraping concrete, laughter bouncing off unfinished walls. Then the weight came down. A boot, heavy, deliberate, right on my hand. I didn't scream, not because it didn't hurt, it did, but because screaming would have given them exactly what they wanted, a reaction, proof that they were in control. "Easy there," someone chuckled. "Don't want to break our new guy already." The foreman leaned down close enough that I could smell coffee and arrogance on his breath. "Know your place," he said quietly. "You're just muscle." More laughter. Easy laughter. The kind people use when they know no one's going to stop them. My drawings, the plans I'd spent nights reviewing, recalculating, refining, were already gone. Ripped in half, soaked in muddy water near the foundation trench like they were trash someone forgot to throw away. I stared at them for a second longer than necessary, then slowly pulled my hand free and stood up. That's the thing about moments like that. Everyone expects you to either explode or disappear. I didn't either. I dressed the part that morning. Plain boots. Basic work jacket. No watch worth mentioning. No car anyone would look twice at. When you look ordinary, people stop being careful around you. They say what they really think. And that sight, it was full of people who thought loud confidence meant competence. The foreman, I'll call him Rick, had been running that job like his own private kingdom. Big voice, bigger ego. He liked reminding everyone he'd been doing this for 20 years, as if time alone guaranteed wisdom. When I handed him my paperwork earlier that day, he barely glanced at it. "Debris crew," he said, already turning away. Then he looked back at me, eyes scanning my build. "You look strong enough." That was the first tell. Throughout the morning it got worse. Little comments. Jokes that weren't really jokes. Instructions barked at me like I was hard of hearing. When I tried to point out a small discrepancy in the rebar spacing, Rick cut me off mid-sentence. "Stick to lifting things," he said loudly so everyone could hear. "Leave thinking to people who actually know what they're doing." People laughed because it was safer than staying quiet. I took note of everything, not like a victim, but like a witness. Who laughed? Who looked away? Who stayed silent but tense? Cultures don't rot overnight. They rot because no one interrupts the decay. By the second day, Rick had decided I was a problem. He gave me the worst assignments. Dangerous ones. Tasks that technically needed special clearance or gear he forgot to provide. When I asked for it calmly, professionally, he smirked. "This isn't a classroom," he said. "Out here, real men figure it out." I figured it out. Carefully. Methodically. Without cutting corners. That irritated him more than any argument could have. At lunch, a few guys started watching me differently. Not friendly, curious. They'd seen me adjust a support brace earlier. Quietly correct a measurement before concrete was poured. Prevent a mistake without announcing it. Rick noticed that too. That afternoon, he decided to make a show of me. "Hey," he shouted across the site. "New guy, since you're so smart, tell us something." He tossed a blueprint onto a stack of pallets. "Figure the load capacity on that column." No calculator. The crowd leaned in. This was entertainment now. I looked at the drawing. 10 seconds, maybe less. "Just over 14,000 pounds, I said. "Assuming you're using the mix you specified. Less if the cheaper batch arrived this morning." Silence. Rick's face tightened. Not confusion, but fear. The kind that shows up when someone realizes they've underestimated the wrong person. He recovered fast. "Anger does that." "Coincidence," he snapped. "Even a broken clock is right twice a day," I finished gently. That was when the line shifted. From that moment on, it wasn't just harassment, it was retaliation. My water break accidentally got knocked over. I was ordered to clean a chemical spill without protection. When I quoted safety code, not loudly, not smugly, Rick stepped into my space. "You threatening me," he said. "You don't belong here." That night I went home, not to a cramped apartment or a shared room, but to a quiet place overlooking the city. I peeled off mud-stained gloves and looked at the bruises forming along my arms. I uploaded photos, recordings, notes. When people think you're powerless, they stop hiding. I'd gone to that site undercover for a reason. Reports said the project was behind schedule, over budget, bleeding talent. Paper explanations never tell you the whole story. You have to feel the ground shake under bad leadership to understand it. By the third day, the pattern was undeniable. Favoritism, safety violations, intimidation, and money moving where it shouldn't. Rick thought he was untouchable. That morning he crossed the final line. He threatened a supervisor, a woman who'd quietly tried to keep her crew safe, telling her she'd never work construction in this city again if she didn't fall in line. That wasn't ego anymore. That was leverage. I made one call. Not dramatic, not angry, just precise. A few hours later, Rick was in rare form, loud, confident, joking with his inner circle. He was marking up outdated plans about to approve a pour that would have compromised the foundation. I stepped forward. "That location conflicts with the new utility lines," I said evenly. "You'll need to revise." He snapped, threw the blueprints into the dirt. "If you think you can do my job better," he shouted, "go ahead." Every eye turned to me. I picked up the papers, slowly dusted them off. "That's exactly why I am here," I said. Before he could respond, the sound cut through the air, rhythmic, heavy, unmistakable. A helicopter. It descended just beyond the fence line, dust swirling, conversations dying mid-sentence. Out stepped 3 people in clean suits who did not belong to Rick's world. They didn't look at him. They walked straight toward me. "Everything documented," one of them asked. "Everything," I said. Rick laughed too loud, too fast. "What's this? Some kind of inspection?" I turned to the crew. "My name is Daniel Cross," I said. "I'm the majority owner of this company." You could feel it the moment gravity shifted. Rick opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. I continued calm as ever. "I spent the last 2 weeks working alongside you, watching, learning, listening. I documented 26 safety violations, multiple cases of intimidation, and financial irregularities tied directly to site management." The suits moved. Rick backed up, stumbled over his words. "You can't, I built this." "You endangered it," I interrupted. "And everyone on it." Security stepped in. "Your employment ends today," I said, effective immediately. No shouting, no victory speech, just facts. I turned back to the crew. "Some of you followed because you were afraid," I said. "Some because you agreed. We'll figure out which is which." Then I walked away. No applause, no cheers. Just the sound of work resuming differently this time. Weeks later, the site ran cleaner, safer, better. People spoke up. Mistakes got fixed before they became disasters. I never went back in boots. I didn't need to. Here's what I learned. Money didn't change how they treated me. Silence did. When people think you don't matter, they show you exactly who they are. So I'll ask you this and think about it honestly. Do you believe power makes people cruel? Or does it just remove the mask they were already wearing? Let me know in the comments.